Yes, guys, welcome to SFeatleyTV. We're back this week for another transfer target show, and we'll be basically diving into the latest news in the transfer market. Another day, another drama, and probably just another boring day if you're an Arsenal fan. But there you go. Games this season in the chat, but big up Manny who's in the building. How you doing, my friend?
I am good, and how are you?
I'm alright. I tried going out. The reason I'm late is because I tried going outside. Right, then realised it's 31 degrees. The ice is melting like within about 5 seconds. This ain't gonna work. Like that's even with an umbrella over it. So I thought I submit to my mum's superior judgment and decided to come inside. So yeah, big up as usual. The way we run this, we go through the major topics. And the major headlines. As soon as we've gone through the big headlines, we put the link in so everyone can have their say. So, big up Mike as well. We go on. We just mentioned it before the stream started about Martinez. Looks like Man United are going to win that race. Oh, surprise! Like, these Arsenal fans thinking we're going to buy Martinez over Man United. Yeah, right. I don't know where they got that idea from, but yeah, that is now what player number 8 we've missed. I'm running out of fingers, mate.
Gonna need one of these. It's not beer, don't worry, it's an energy drink. Never drink in the afternoon.
Cheers. This is Coke instead of glass.
Absolutely, mate. And it's the same old story. What can we say?
Actually, I've got an idea. What should we toast to? What should we toast to? Arsenal being completely fucked.
You know, Stephen, it's at times like this when I say, if you don't make yourself laugh, if you can't find anything funny out of a situation like this, all you're going to do is cry. So all we can do is say, yeah, just toast to everything about you. It's like how they did in Notting Hill. A toast to Bernie, an awful stockbroker, and a
toast to Arsenal being completely fucked now.
Yeah, Bernie, an awful stockbroker, and Tony, an awful restaurateur. Both crap. As are Arsenal, and as will be Mikel Arteta. And as this season should definitely be, unless a miracle happens.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be talking about some like the fan base going nuts again later on. But this transfer, it was sort of up to Martinez whether he wanted to go to either Man United and Arsenal. Right, and despite Man United having their poorest season, right, in Premier League history, they still have more pull than Arsenal Football Club, right? Because they've got why is that? They have an elite manager, right? They have an elite manager that people can believe in and get support with because he's managed to manage a Ajax side to a Champions League semi-final, for example. Right? He's well renowned at the Dutch champions with Ajax. Right? Yet Arsenal have got one FA Cup, right? As a manager. One FA Cup, which, to be fair, like it's the FA Cup. Like things can happen. Right? We all say it does. And then what's he done since? He's had 250 mil and has got nowhere near top 4. Or hasn't got top 4. Right? And has got no experience in any sort of way to make you believe that he can go on and challenge for the big titles. I'm gonna bring Saeed, right, or King's Football Show, right? He's actually starting his new channel, right? He's going to start rival me now.
Yeah, we're rivals now. So I'm here to
Your Majesty,
your channel.
Welcome.
Hey, if I'm not the first person on your channel, I'm going to be offended.
Who are you again?
Nice. A little Mickey taking in the afternoon. Good one.
Of course he will. It will be the first guest, and the first thing I'll do is to block you.
Anyway, we'll just talk about Martinez looks like he's about to sign for, or heading to Manchester United. He's rejected Arsenal. So yeah, give us your thoughts in that, Saeed. Another
And
player missed.
from what I've seen is that they want 70 million, and Arsenal are not ready to pay 70 million euros, which is, I feel, is overpriced, especially for a player who we don't even know will start first. So I wouldn't pay 70 million for him. I think it's too much money for a player who's still unproven, still just playing Eredivisie. We don't know if he will fit the Premier League with his height. We know that technically he's very good. He's a good passer, good dribbler, but as a defender, will he make it in this physical league? I'm not sure. So for 70 million, I think it's the right decision to step away, if I'm honest.
Okay, I can hear that to an extent. Compared to the other players we've missed out on, that is something I can go with, in a sense. Whereas before, like they're like Bassoon obviously being a clear one. Like you should be putting money in. You should be putting money down straight away. It shouldn't even be a second hint. Now I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna touch on other subjects first, and then obviously I'll put the link in the chat. So I'm going to move on to quickly a target that could have been considered, which is Chelsea signing Manchester City's Raheem Sterling for 40. It's around about £47.5 million. They're going to play for the attacking winger. Do you think actually Sterling is going to go at Chelsea? Do you think, like Manny? What's your thoughts into this deal? Do you feel this is going to be beneficial for Chelsea or Sterling in that instance?
It will be beneficial for Sterling, don't get me wrong, because, I mean, I'm actually quite surprised that Guardiola would consider him to be surplus to requirements, because granted, he might not have necessarily been pulling up trees the way he did when he first came to Manchester City, but he was
To
still...
be fair, a lot of Man City fans have been saying the last 2 years he's not been playing at a level he should be playing.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: when you sign a player like that, and he does pull up trees in his first season or two, you can only really expect, at the age he is, that the returns will start to diminish a little bit. But given his age and the fact that he has been doing well, he can always be counted on to provide some special moments. Obviously, given that City are trying to buy some newer players to replace them with, it's natural that they might consider players like Sterling and Jesus to be maybe surplus to requirements, maybe not. But a move to Chelsea, Champions League football, challenging for the title under Tuchel, as part of some sort of a rejuvenation of that team, it's a no-brainer. It really is. And before you get started, Stephen, there is no way he would come to Arsenal. We wouldn't even find...
Mate, I wasn't too keen on him going to Arsenal. I didn't feel where he would fit in anyway.
Agreed, but he wouldn't have been keen. He wouldn't have been keen on joining us anyway. So, he wouldn't. I don't know where he would have fit in our team. So it's really a no-brainer. Chelsea are going to get a player who will still feel like, maybe like Jesus, that he will have a point to prove. And of course, Sterling is still top dog for England in his position. So yeah, it can only be beneficial for him, and I think he'll be managed well. And with the World Cup coming up in November, December, he's also going to be managed well enough to make sure that he doesn't get too many injuries. I don't know if I can say the same thing for Saka under Arteta, sadly.
So you think, like, if we're going down, first of all, do you agree with that? And two, like, if that's the case, then he should be getting more game time at Chelsea than he would. There's potentially not going to get at Manchester City.
Yeah, I think the main reason why Sterling is leaving is because he wanted a more senior role. Like last season, he was one of those players who will start 5 games and then will sit on the bench for 5 games, and he didn't want that. He
wants every week football.
Yeah, he wants every week football, and with the qualities he has and with the numbers he pulled up in the Premier League, I don't necessarily blame him. So I think it's a good move for all parties. I think City is getting good money for him. Chelsea are getting a goal-scoring player. They lack goal-scoring players, and Sterling gets an opportunity to play a senior role in a team that's gonna try and challenge for what's it called, for the league and for the Champions League. So I think it's a good move. I think we've seen before Thomas Tuchel, when he had players like Dembele and Aubameyang, that he does well with pacey players. So
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be good for him. It's a good
Yeah,
player.
it could be. It definitely would be. I'm going to move on quickly just down the road from North London with Denlock. And they've sold. I don't know how much they bought Bergwijn for, but they've sold him to Ajax for around £26 million. Should we just say just over 26 million? So that's Steven Bergwijn going to Ajax. Is that going to be a huge miss for Tottenham, or do you think they've got the squad depth to cover that? Start with Versi.
Nah, I don't think they'll miss him. I think they've replaced him with a better player in Richarlison. So I think Richarlison is an
Is it
upgrade.
Kulusevski can play on that side as well?
Yeah. But Kulusevski starts, and Kulusevski was there when Bergwijn was there. So now that Bergwijn is leaving and Richarlison is coming in, I feel
It's
like
probably it probably also, yeah. If he's seeing that Richarlison coming in as well for Bergwijn, he's probably thinking, if I'm going to get every week football, I need to move.
yeah. And he wants
And
to
this is
play
the whole
World Cup.
thing. This is the whole thing with players at the minute. They're trying to get moves to clubs where they feel they're going to get every week football, so they can prove themselves worthy of going to the World Cup.
Yeah. And that's why I think this summer we're gonna see a lot of moves, and it makes sense for him to leave. I think he's been a bit unlucky. I think he's been all right, but they just don't. I don't think Conte rates him that much. Even when he comes in and scores, he never really plays again.
Yeah. What do you think, Manny?
Yeah, I think what Sight has said is pretty much, it says it all, really. And it's a question of how, I mean, I'm not going to basically, kiss the backside of our rivals, but it's an example of how under Conte, Spurs are looking to make their team better. And if a certain player, good as he is, might not be considered to be able to make the grade under Conte, then the best thing for both parties is to let that player leave. And Ajax are going to get a really experienced player who will definitely add to their team. It's fair to say that Ajax has this. I mean, there's sort of a misconception, really, that Ajax is really a team of young players, which will, be reared over there before being sold to other places. So to have some players coming back to Ajax to help them the way the likes of Huntelaar and Stekelenburg have done, it's really good, and it's going to benefit Bergwijn very well to get a little bit more game time back in familiar grounds. He'll be definitely under the radar of the Dutch coach for the World Cup, Louis van Gaal, of course. And so, yeah, it benefits both parties. But again, it's an example of how under Conte, Tottenham are trying to move onwards and upwards. They're being more aggressive in the transfer market than we are, making sure they get the players that Conte wants. And he is stamping his mark on the type of style he wants the team to play and the players he wants to do that. Because, I mean, if you're in the Champions League, you're not going to go into it half-assed. He's not. I'll say the same about Arteta.
Yeah, I mean, look, you said you want to go up kiss ass with Tottenham. Like, to be fair, as much as they're my rivals, like, I hate them more now as what I did probably growing up. Because growing up, they weren't anything. They weren't really like, they were like a speck underneath our shoe at one point. Like, sitting in 14th and that. Like, now, they're more aggressive than us. They're getting business done. They get rid of their dead managers when they realise he ain't no good, right? And get an elite manager, right? And give the manager what he wants, right? And he's creating a team now that looks like it could win a trophy. I'm no doubt Tottenham, I think, will win a trophy this season. I've got no doubt, right? And as much as I can't stand them, part of me is like, well, that serves every Arteta fan right? Because you wanted to keep this man over Conte. You wanted to keep this man over who else?
Ancelotti.
Potter you could throw in there if we wanted to be ambitious. If you want to be ambitious, get Potter in there. Nagelsmann, like we could have, if we were ambitious, go in for him. Like you've passed all these managers, right, to stick with this dead manager. You can't barely get top 4. You can't barely do that, right? And as such, our rivals are now in top 4 and looking like they could go on and actually win a trophy and actually do something, right? I'm not saying they're going to go title challenge, no way, because this is Spurs, right? It's just in their DNA, right? But it doesn't mean they're not going to win something. I know they'll win something like a Carabao Cup or a FA Cup this season. I'm not, because Conte is that relentless, and if he's not happy with the way things are, by January he'll be shifting people in and out. He'll be aggressive in January as well, right? Whereas Arteta, it's it's all right. We got Fabio Silva. We got Fabio Vieira. I don't know what we got Fabio Vieira. We're all right. We're cool. Don't need it. Don't need anything.
Yeah. Before we move on, I'll just say one sentence. There's a proverb which says it's better to have a smart enemy than a stupid friend, because at least you can learn from the smart enemy. And as much as we may hate it, Stephen, I'm sorry to say this, we need to now start learning more from what Tottenham are doing and say we need to get back to that level. And never again should we ever observe St. Totteringham's Day. Because anytime you celebrate that Schadenfreude, come back to bite you in the ass.
Celebrate it when we won the title.
Yeah, exactly. That's when you celebrate.
Look, the reason I put it originally at 2, I was meant to move it 4 to 1, right? But I originally put it at 2 because sometimes the nurse that comes to do bloods, because sometimes at the minute they're keeping a close monitor on my own arm, so I don't have a bleed again. So, because it's at a very high dose. So they did bloods this morning, but sometimes they don't get round here till about 11:45 or something like that. So I set it to 2, so they've got enough time to get here and get it done. So, and I was meant to move it back to 1 o'clock. So that's why it's it's popped up now. So I do apologise for that. It's my bad. Steve is as good as keeping time as Spurs. Stephen is as good as keeping time as. Shut up! Say you're a twit.
Yeah, that's a cheap shot. Sorry, that is a cheap shot. You know better than that.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like he's on my live stream. He's abusing me.
Yeah.
I'm
coming for
behave yourself.
Yeah, behave yourself. Oh yeah, let's not say that, shall we?
No, yeah. Let's not go down there.
Yeah, we might up in the jail cell.
Wow.
There it is, uncancelled yet again. I'll have his minions on them or something. Anyway, moving on.
Yes, please.
And moving on, I'm going to move on to just sort of paper talk, really, to be honest.
Okay.
Arsenal, apparently, now they've missed out on Martinez, they're now looking at the left back Alex Grimaldo from Benfica. And apparently they've put a bid in of around about just under £6 million for the left back. To be fair, the Grimaldo one, I was just thinking of a different Grimaldo rather than this one. What do you make of this, Steve?
If I'm honest to you, Stephen, I do not know a lot about this player. I'm always honest. Like, I don't watch a lot of Portuguese football. They play in the Champions League. I watch them. So, it's very hard to judge a player when you only watch him 3 or 4 times a year. So I can't say if he's any good or no good. But this tells me that Nuno is probably on the way out. I think they realized that they did wrong. So I'm happy that they've really, within one season, they realized that they bought a player, he's not good enough, and they're ready to move on from him. So that's a good move. Whether this player we're bringing in is a good enough replacement, I don't know, honestly. I know very little about him. But that's my take on it.
I'll get to Manny's point. Just to say, just to read this comment. Oh, I see. No. The thing is, not only have Tottenham got a top manager, but they've brought in some top players due to good negotiating. Us, on the other hand, linked with everyone but signed sod all. Absolutely. I can't. Joe, you can't. You can't argue with that. That is facts. That is pure facts. If you look at the history of Arsenal's transfer windows, right? I don't care if you are Arteta in, Kroenke in, right? Your your family in, your kids in. I don't care who, right? I don't care who. You cannot argue with that. That is us in a nutshell. Simple. Manny, what's your take on it?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
on Ronaldo.
I'm just taking a look at his Wikipedia page right now. He's a Spaniard who's playing in Portugal. 5'7", so definitely on the short side. Not quite as tall as me. So he'll have a low sense of gravity. He could be something like a like-for-like Ashley Cole, except he spent 4 years of his career playing for the Barcelona B team, or the Cantera, as they would say, and then moved to Benfica. He's received caps at youth level for Spain, but has never been capped by the senior team. So one good thing is that he is not going to be an investment for the future, as people would normally say, because at 26 years old, he is at that age. I think he's probably going to be a very steady option. I definitely don't see him as anything more than cover for Kieran Tierney, but that is worrying because we all know that Tierney is susceptible to an injury. So if Kieran gets injured, we have to throw this bloke in. He is definitely quite unproven. The jury will be out for him. And if we haven't signed him,
so basically, we're doing what we did last season with Tavares. No one knew who Tavares was, did they? No one knew who. Like, it was a shot in the dark, and we realised it was shit. Right? We're basically doing the same thing again, not learning from our mistakes. Mikel Arteta. It's Mikel Arteta in a nutshell, isn't it? I am doing it this way, and I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if Arsene Wenger used to do it this way. I'm doing it that way, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, it's not even that.
Dictator Arteta, that is. It's Dictator Arteta. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's insanity. You do the same thing, you expect a different result.
Yeah, that's what you see with Wenger. This is Wenger type 2, I'm telling you. Right? Have you seen the way he adapts in his press conferences? You know how, amount of times he has an incident in press conferences, like it's you remember Wenger when he goes, "Why'd you look at me? Hey, why'd you look at me? Hey, so the next level."
Manny, maybe you can answer this question, but isn't this the guy who actually were benching Nuno Tavares and was playing ahead of him?
I think so.
I'm not too sure. Let me just take a look and see.
So Manny, go and check that out for us.
Because I remember when we bought Nuno, I was surprised because he wasn't a starter.
Let me just have a look at Pasquale. I haven't looked at Pasquale.
Paqueta. The S is wrong.
That's Quetta.
Yeah, he's good.
Quetta.
He I can speak about actually. That's actually a player I've seen play football.
Said, you're absolutely right. Tavares was with Benfica from 2019 to 2021.
Is it Lucas Paqueta?
Yeah.
You put an S in there for some reason.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an S.
Okay.
There shouldn't be an S. It's just Paqueta.
Yeah.
I think that's Portuguese as well.
Yeah. So maybe this Grimaldo is actually better than Nuno because he was playing ahead of him and he's older than him. So I think the issue is that either we have to buy a left back that is much better than Kieran Tierney, so it starts, which is hard to get, or you try and you buy a young prospect who you think eventually will get that, which we did in Nuno, and that didn't work. And I think now they're just trying to get someone who's good enough to be a backup, can play maybe 10 to 15 games, but it's never...
Can I just go through his stats then, Paqueta? 65 games played, 18 it says an attacking midfielder. 18 goals, 11 assists. It also says he can play as a centre forward if he can do, or a central midfielder. So either one of those, he could have been in either of those positions. But 65 caps with 18 goals and 11 assists for those 65 games in league. That's in Liga 1 of the Portuguese league. Serie A was 49th for those at AC Milan, 49 caps, 11 goals, 3 assists.
He's really kicked on when he left Milan. It's
Yeah,
really been impressive from what I've seen.
Would you take him then?
Yeah, I would definitely take him. I think he's a quality player. I think he would definitely start first. I'd rather see him play than Granit Xhaka, and he can
Now,
also start over Odegaard as well.
If you're giving me the choice, I'd rather take Tillman though.
I think this guy has more potential from what I've seen from him.
I get that, but Tillman's has got the experience.
Yeah, they're pretty much same age. Yeah, Tillman's is Premier League proven, but I think this guy
that's why.
is so much better that. But why not get both?
Yeah, that's the point. We could get rid of Xhaka.
Yeah,
exactly. Get both and get rid of someone's there. Who's there?
Yeah.
That's what someone with a brain cell would do, but like obviously we all know Arteta's going out with Xhaka. Right? It's the only other way I could describe it. They're actually going out with Xhaka. I swear. No, they play different positions. I think Arteta is looking to keep most of the returnees. You're talking about the people that come back from loan. Okay. We should go after either Chilwell or Alonso, given that one of them would probably take more game time at Arsenal with Tierney's injury record, although I think we should prioritise the attacking midfield.
Chilwell is not going to leave Chelsea. He's the main man, and Alonso wants to go to Barcelona.
To be fair, like for me, that's not the main issue. Not the main area attacking midfield. It's more central. It's more central midfield, and also probably backups on the left and right, right back positions.
Yeah, but this Paqueta guy, he can play central midfield. He's played double pivot with Bruno Gomes.
Yeah.
He can play attacking. He's very versatile. That's why I like him as well.
That's why I didn't want to go too much on the stats, because though it's 18 goals, 11 assists, some of those games he's going to be playing in midfield. Which means he's going to get less goals and assists. So I'll go for Curtis Steele. Partey's situation is in turmoil.
Back in training.
We need to replace Partey. He's back in training.
Yeah, he's back in training. I think I'm gonna say this. My view on it is that I think we'll see a similar situation with Bissouma. I'm not saying they will have the same outcome, but until anything is proven, he will be able to train, he will be able to play, as we saw with Bissouma. And then, these situations are very hard to predict what's gonna happen. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much about it.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, he's innocent until proven guilty, and I'd like to see him continue to train as normal, as did Bissouma, and then we'll take it from there. Even when Benzema was, I think, convicted, he was still allowed to continue training and playing as normal. It cost him a spot in the French World Cup winning team, but it was just a small blip.
What you mean Bissouma when he was convicted?
No, Bissouma was not.
Benzema. Oh, yeah, Benzema.
Yeah. I mean, Bissouma should be allowed to continue as normal, and I think Partey will be allowed.
He wasn't even prosecuted. He wasn't even prosecuted for anything. He dropped the charges either. And that was not now. Back in last November.
Who?
We all said this was back. No, this was apparently the judgment on his court case for Bissouma was back in November, right? When
it was extended. That was the issue.
Yeah, so but they
he just got cleared last week. Bissouma.
Hang on.
Yeah, you check.
I heard that they dropped the charges last November.
No. He got cleared last week. I saw the thingy.
I know something happened last November that pretty much knew that
He couldn't have been cleared
leaving.
last November because that's when it almost happened.
No, because it happened way before that.
No, it happened in the summer. But anyway, he was cleared just weeks ago.
Right. Okay.
I think that's the reason why no other team went in for him.
Yeah.
If you see, there was no other team at all in for him. No one was putting in bids or anything.
We should try and go after No. No.
That would be even worse than signing David Luiz.
Oh my God. No.
Don't swear. See, I get a feeling you don't rate Matic.
No.
But you told me he's your favorite player.
Don't start.
Nah, I'm joking.
He's too slow. I
think he's actually worse than Granit Xhaka. I would not take him, honestly.
Yeah, because it takes forever.
Yeah, no, he's actually not good.
At the minute, my leg, I'm limping on my leg, and even I can walk fast.
I'm gonna go sign Phil Jones as well. Like, no,
he's getting his testimony at Man United. Leave it.
He's been there 10 years.
By the way, we all gonna say that Xhaka's getting his testimonial. You do notice he's getting his testimonial at Arsenal. It's a fact.
I thought to get a testimonial, you would have had to have 10 years of service at the club.
Yeah, but what Steven means is that he will stay here until he's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, then he'll get his testimonial.
Oh, for Pete's sake! I don't want him to stay here for 10 days. Leave alone 10 years.
Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
Xhaka. He's going to stay. He's going to get his testimonial. That's the end of it.
Don't be surprised if he's the next captain.
Oh, don't.
Don't even think about it. Don't.
Listen, something tells. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. Something is weird because preseason has started and they haven't announced who's the captain. We know that Lacazette was the captain. Lacazette has left. Why haven't they announced it? That tells me that they want to give it to Granit, and they know that if they announce it, everybody's gonna have a meltdown.
Well, we're going to talk.
I might be wrong, but it's weird because if it is Ødegaard, why not say it now?
Yeah, we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about that. Might talk about that later on. So we're going to talk about why Jesus is taking so long later on. Actually, it took longer to announce him than it did to announce Filipe Vieira, and he had to get flights, a visa, permit, work permit, a whole 9 yards. While Jesus, all he had to do was drive from Manchester. Oh God, sorry. If anything happens to Partey, we're effed. Yes, we're effed. We're screwed. Nah, Matic is decent. No. Don't.
We don't need another slow
Jones. Next minute you'll be saying we'll buy Phil Jones. Let's just not go there. No.
Maybe it's related to Phil Jones.
We've already got a slow animal in Granit Xhaka. We do not need someone that's 10 times more slow.
Yeah.
I would put Elneny in that side over Matic.
Yeah. Me and Steven don't always agree, but on this one, I agree with you 100%. I do not want Matic at Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to midfielders, one thing I've noticed is the older they are, the longer they will seem to be in the tooth in terms of, how far they can run and how much strength they have. And that's a good segue into talking about N'Golo Kante, which I think we might be doing later.
Yeah. By the way, don't take this personally, Jones. It's like just
shut up, bitch.
You say that and then you play that.
Yeah. And by the way, I think with the name of Aaron Jones, I'm assuming you'd be Welsh. While Joe Phil is.
By the way, we do appreciate your support all the time. I do say that. I do say that. It's not. There's nothing in that. Anyway, do hit the like button.
Really helps us out. Thanks.
So, Steven, are you promoting violence or what's going on?
We don't get there.
Is the dictatorship in him? He can't hide it. You just have to bring it out.
Shut up before I get my secret police on you. Hit the like button.
I love it.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the share button as well. Please do hit the like button. Do hit the subscribe button. We are 18 away from. Look, there's 19 people in the chat now. 18 away from a 1.2k. So let's go and do that right now. So if you already know someone who subscribed and you know someone who hasn't, go and make sure they do. Just trust me. The Congo needs to go alone. Who's slower than Jack? My 85. That's what I'm saying. So why do you want to buy Matic?
He's actually slower than Granit.
He's slower.
And older.
And
so
older.
It's just going to get even slower.
I can just imagine him with his walking stick still
this is actually a good subject. I was watching the game on Friday. I don't know if you two watch it.
No, I didn't pay it.
No, I didn't have to pay. But anyway, it was out there on Twitter, on YouTube as well, free.
Yeah, it was on YouTube. Someone streamed it on there, but I was like, why am I gonna watch that? But it's £5.99, which is a rip off. Right, to watch my own club. B, right, we're 2-0 down at half time.
Yeah, and I want to speak on that because, as I said, I was watching the game. Yeah,
but I wanted to save that for 7 p.m. To be fair.
Yeah. Okay, then that's fine.
Yeah. We will talk about it. The Arsenal Gossip Club at 7 p.m. We will talk about it. But another news story about Raphinha. Raphinha is definitely looking like he's on his way to Barcelona. So that means Arsenal and Chelsea have missed out on him. And that's now another player we've missed out on. So it's Raphinha, Basuma. That's Martinez. Who else have we missed on so far? Someone might need to give me a helping hand because I forget so easily. We missed on so many players already. Many top talents.
What do you define as missed out? Is it players we were in for, players you want us to be in for?
Players that we should be going for.
Okay.
So, like, Martinez is one. Basuma is another. Who else is that? I can't remember. My memory's shit. Basically, it's crap.
No, it's a good thing because the more names you read, the angrier you get. So let it rest. Okay.
Yeah.
At least
go on.
He's going to Barca. So I think it would have been worse if he went to Chelsea, but because he's going to Barca and he always wanted to go to Barca, it is what it is.
Oh, Coutinho's another one. Buendia, we've missed out on.
Oh, Coutinho, do you rate him? He's basically
done nothing. Most of them, it's done better than most of our midfielders.
Nah, have you watched him actually? He had 3 or 4 good games, but
at the time.
But he's not done anything special.
I know, but at the time.
And with his wages and his age.
But see, at the time, bear in mind the context at the time. We were chasing him and Buendia.
We weren't chasing
Coutinho. We were chasing Coutinho.
When?
When Aston Villa bought him.
No. We weren't chasing him at all. We were chasing Bruno Guimaraes. That one.
Guimaraes is no.
But we never wanted. Coutinho wanted to come to Arsenal, but we wanted Buendia and Odegaard, and we missed out on Buendia, which I'm glad because I don't think he's any good.
Guimaraes, Basuma, let's just say it nearly gets into the double figures, mate. Right, missed out on so many players that actually could have been quite decent and into our setup. So there you go. Let's have a look at some of the other comments that's come out. Manny Lukonga isn't qualified to play for a team who's fighting for trophies or top four. It's got a point. Guess you don't want Manny then. I certainly wouldn't put him in the same category as Jack or Phil Jones. How you feel about signing him is how I feel signing Phil Jones with Fred. Yeah.
Nah, Matic at what, 34, 35? Hell no, it's not what we need.
No,
His legs are gone.
it's gonna be a car crash. Trust me.
His legs are gone.
I would say the same about Xhaka. I don't know why Xhaka is still here because Arteta loves him. We should make space and upgrade on him. I agree, but if you got a manager that's got a love fest for him, what are you gonna do? Apparently, we're linked with N'Golo Kante. That is another one we're linked to. There's no chance we're getting him.
No.
And even then, we bought him at the wrong time. I wanted to buy him when he was at Leicester. I didn't want to buy him when he's at Chelsea, and Chelsea have had the best out of him. Because let's be honest, how many games does he play now? Jorginho now plays where he plays.
Yeah.
Right?
But Fabrizio say we're not in for him, so it's one of them.
It's paper talk.
It's just paper talk. It's not every player we are linked to.
This is what I'm saying. There's not much else apart from what's happened with Chelsea, Tottenham, with Bergwijn, Sterling, and Martinez. There's not much else apart from paper talk. To be fair, it's all gone a bit quiet again. One thing that has not gone quiet is Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest signed right back Neco Williams from Liverpool for £16 million. Williams at 21 spent the second half of last season out on loan with Championship winners Fulham. He made 14 appearances, scoring twice and assisting 2 goals for the West London team. Do you know what? This could be a good move for him, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be a good move for both him and Forest. They've got a talented youngster at 21 who's only going to get better. You can see by the stats that he played when he went on loan at Fulham that he can cope with being at that level of the team. So I think he'll do well there. I think he'll get every week football, which means he'll get more likely. It gives him a chance again to show what he's made of in terms of getting to the World Cup with Wales. So yeah, I think this is a good move for him and for the club because the club get a talented young left back to go with their side, which I think, to be honest, Forest I think will do well this season. I do think they'll do well this season, to be honest.
They will. And the ironic thing over here is I think the reason why they've gone in for Neco is because Spence, who was, of course, with them on loan from Middlesbrough, has probably gone back. He's another player that we should have looked to sign, but Spurs of late had expressed an interest in getting him. And that's another player who could have potentially come for us, but could end up going to Spurs instead. That's another frustrating thing as well. So it looks as though Steve Cooper's doing a really good job trying to build that team for Premiership football.
Have you seen the record he had in the Championship after he basically turned it around?
Oh yeah. He tweaked it around really good.
It's kind of like what Conte did with Chelsea when they won the league.
And what Conte did with Spurs as well after Nuno got sacked.
Yeah, because he managed to chase us down. I'll just read out Jones's comment again. Apparently, we're after N'Golo Kante. I'd be over the moon if we signed him, although his best time to have signed him would have been in 2016 rather than Xhaka. He's probably as Larry he's probably happy as Larry at Chelsea. So my bad, didn't read that very well. Yeah. I mean, come on, Kante would still be a great addition to our side, but A, he is getting on the older side now, and B, it's not the best time to sign him. Like I said just earlier, the best time to sign him was after he won the title with Leicester, right? But we went to sign Xhaka for 5 million more, right? We get our asses spanked 10-2 at the friggin' over 2 legs against Bayern, right? Well, they go on and win the bloody league.
Yeah, it's as if Wenger didn't really see anything he liked in Kante for some reason. I think he probably liked another pretty boy style midfielder, whereas Kante seems to be more muscular, up and at him.
You know what the issue was, Manny? Arsene Wenger was too stubborn to realize that you have to pay the agent fees if you want the best players.
Yeah.
He didn't want to pay the big fee to Kante's agent, and the whole club had to suffer because of his principles. And that is him taking his own philosophy over what is best for the club, and that annoys me.
Penny wise, pound foolish. You got to spend more if you want to get the best.
Yeah, 100%, and you have to adjust. I understand that you have your principles, but
football
has changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Football changes.
If you want to be the best team, you will have to deal with the agents because they own the best players. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
And if you can't do that, then you have to step down and go and do something else. Because why should the whole club be brought down because you have principles that you are against? But then again, you're not against getting a pay raise. You're not against us, having the most expensive tickets. So it's like, it's only when it suits you have principles. But when it doesn't suit you, then you don't have. So it's like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But no one talks about that.
Mom
Hello, Steven's mom.
Say hi, Mum. Hi, Mum. Not literally.
Hello, Mum.
Say hi to yourself. Don't.
I see where you get the ego from. It's a joke, Steven.
Yeah, my first choice midfield is realistic would be 100% Maddison. He has everything that Odegaard hasn't got, dribbling ability. Yeah, I know. And then some people wanted to produce some like stats that are not even relevant to show that Odegaard's better than Maddison. Maddison performed in a team that finished 9th, right? Like, and yet he's still getting more goals and assists than Odegaard.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't mentioned Maddison for a long time. I mean, we've sort of.
Yeah, that's another one.
I'm surprised no one is in for him. That was surprised me because I've always rated him.
Yeah, because the season he had, despite being in a team that's shit all season, like to be able to produce those numbers, despite that, I don't believe why no one's on in for him at all.
Yeah,
right?
and
I'm really straight into him.
And no, there's no theory to it. Go ahead, Said.
Yeah, if Leicester are smart, they should sell him now because I don't see him renewing because he's been open to leaving Leicester for quite a long time.
I don't even see him getting better either.
You never know. Maddison is a proper player. He's 26.
Let me have a look. How old is Maddison?
I think he's 26, probably.
Maddison.
The thing with Maddison is that
25. He's only 25, actually.
Yeah, you see, I think he's quality.
He's got trust. That suits. It even suits that sort of age range you want that they want at this club. Like just above 23, under the 23 bracket they want.
Yeah.
But has got experience.
Yeah, a Premier League proven, and he's a goal scorer, and he provides assists as well. He's good at.
I don't think he was there when they won the league, though. Did they?
No, he came after that. He was at Coventry and then Norwich.
Experience he has in the dressing room to bring to Arsenal. Yeah, but it depends on how injury-free he is as well. He needs to be on the pitch, though.
And the thing with experience as well, you need to have a quality squad to experience to matter. So David Luiz, for example, had lots of experience, win lots of league titles with Chelsea and with PSG, Brazil international, but he didn't make us better.
Yeah,
so it's like it's all good to have experienced players, but if the squad isn't good enough, it doesn't matter.
And not only that, Madison actually scores goals, Odegaard doesn't. Good point. Why not? Well, she's an Arsenal scorer, but I would say she's as mad as I am. Hello, Stephen, Manny, King C, and chat. Big up, Gary WDT. Yeah, I mean, mate, you could go through the entire list of players we've missed out on since Arteta's been in charge.
And here's
Right.
another issue with regard to Madison. I think the reason.
Actually, to be fair, sorry, if you actually put a team at the players we've missed out, right, put that together, it would probably be top four. Top four, definite. You could actually make a team out of it, make top four.
Well, that depends. I mean, with regard to goalkeepers, who are we going for before we ended up getting Turner? Did we have anyone on our radar? Because it looks as though Leno might be
We were
gone.
trying to buy. Who was that goalkeeper who was having that ban?
Oh yeah, Onana from Ajax.
Onana, yeah, Onana. We were in for Onana, then all went quiet. And we went and got Runnison. You see what I mean?
You know, Onana probably would have ended up starting ahead of Ramsdale given his experience.
Oh no. We went outside of Ramsdale, so.
Huh?
But I think Onana.
No, because the start of the window, we were trying to get Onana. It all died down, so we're like, well, who are we getting? We need a goalkeeper. Leonard's not good enough. And then we bought Ramsdale the last minute.
Yeah, but I think Onana, from what I've seen, ever since he had his suspension, it's not the same goalkeeper anymore. I don't think he's as good as he was before. Even when he was playing AFCON, he was making so many mistakes. Last season, he didn't perform.
Yeah, he didn't have a good AFCON, did he?
No, he was poor. I think Ramsdale is better than him now, if I'm honest. It's not everything the club does that I hate. You know, it's not everything they do wrong, but they do a lot of things
it's just the way they act.
that pisses you off sometimes. You know, and
for me, it's the way they act. Right, and they act like that's the best thing for us.
Sometimes certain opportunities only come once, and when they come, you kind of have to take it. But we don't usually do that.
No,
and
then the thing
it costs us.
The thing is that what winds me up about this club is not just the way they act; it's the way they try and make it out that this is the best way to do things. They see other clubs that operate so much better than we do, right? And it makes basic sense. But what they're doing, which is clearly not how to manage a football club completely, they make it sound like it's the best thing for us and brainwash the whole bloody fan base, right, into what they're believing. So that everyone literally repeats every single word that this club says. And if you say something out of line that's not exactly what the club is saying, which is 1 minute they're saying one thing about a player, next minute they're saying this about a player, right? Because they're flip-flops, because Arsenal will just flip-flopping to suit their agenda, right? If the fan base don't do that, right, you get called a Spurs fan and get told to fuck off down the lane. You know what I mean? Because you actually want to have a real opinion, right? A basic real opinion about your club, right? Because I'm sorry, what they're doing is not managing a football club correctly, and I'll keep saying it until the cows come home, right? And what's worse is that the fan base are so brainwashed that they actually believe it, that this is the best way to do things. And they wonder and they sit there and moan why this club is in a mess.
Exactly.
And then what's worse, they then moan about, we need these out, we need this out, we need this out, we need this out. Well, stop going
Steven, don't.
Stop buying merch, don't buy games.
Don't. Your health. Let's talk about another subject. I don't want you to get upset. The weather is good. You know,
I'm not getting mad.
You're on a stream with me and Manny. You know, you should be happy.
I know, I ain't getting mad. Not yet. Having said all of this, feels like it doesn't matter who we sign under Arteta. We could have Invincibles back. We'd still be lucky to make Champions League. He'd probably play.
That's a funny comment.
That's facts.
Oh yeah, if he did the same to Aubameyang, he could do the same to Henry.
Mate, Henry would have probably left before the start of the season. Think I ain't doing this bullshit.
Oh yeah, he would have done that.
Yeah, I have my integrity. But then again, like, do you know what's funny is that Martin Keogh would have part with it as a player, but yet he puts up with it as a fucking pundit. Jesus. It's when he came on and he defended it, like the fact that we didn't go in for Conte. That's really where I just got like, are you joking? Like, are you that far? Are you that deluded? It's unreal. Are you that desperate for a freebie out the club? Like, you know what I mean? Honestly, I've never known a club that's linked with so many players we don't sign. You could be there all day on the one football app with the amount of... Mate, we could type in Lewandowski and Arsenal, there'll be a link there. We're never getting in, but there'll be a link. Right? Oh, hang on, I'm going to do it now. Watch this. Lewandowski.
Steven is turning to become an ITK. Is that what I'm hearing?
See, look, I found it. Look, I told you. There is a link. There is, look, in the mirror. Robert Lewandowski told Arsenal transfer is better option. Right? Better option.
He's been told that. Who's told him that? This ought to be fun. Chris, of all people. Oh, Christ. Yeah, he won a premiership with Blackburn, didn't do much afterwards, went to Celtic, and we never heard from him again. And now he thinks he can run his mouth on transfers. Christ.
Hang on, let me try another one. Give him a Mbappe seal approval. Telling me.
Football London. Why am I not surprised?
Who is this shit?
Oh man.
Someone give me one more. Oh, go. Hang on. Because they're very only.
They're very only. That doesn't count.
Lionel Messi could have potentially been playing his trade for Arsenal in the Premier League next season.
Bleacher Report. Some of these articles.
No, wait. Lionel Messi's already told Arsenal to complete £63 million transfer amid the Gunners' contact. Lot of Football London. Right, if you've done Messi, you've got to try Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, you've got to do Ronaldo.
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo to Arsenal transfer reportedly collapsed.
Over cash troubles.
Messi's one step away from... He's on the verge of joining Arsenal before Manchester United came 19 years ago. Oh my life! Honestly, if that is journalism, I'm going to start writing my own articles. Right, we're now going to write. I've heard that Ronaldo is in London. This could spell a move to North London for Arsenal with a £60 million transfer, something like that. We could just make it up.
Yeah. Speaking of Ronaldo, the latest from BBC Sport is that Eric Ten Hag has made it clear that Ronaldo is not for sale, and he only missed the pre-season trip due to personal reasons. So there could be more to this. I think it's fair to say
there's going to be a bit of if he's not allowed to go, there's going to be a massive punch up between him and Ten Hag.
There's not a question about him being allowed to go. I mean, Ten Hag has made it clear that Ronaldo isn't for sale.
Well, Manchester United said they'll listen to offers. Right? Ronaldo say he wants to go, and Ten Hag saying he's not for sale. So you've got three camps all saying different things. Well, two of them are on the same page, but like the one that isn't on the same page is the manager. Like, so yeah, that could really
this is from BBC. Ronaldo was in our plans and not for sale.
Yeah.
He returned to United and said he is not with us due to
Take that
personal
with a pinch of salt, though. It is BBC or Daily Mail, so take that with a pinch of salt.
It is BBC. I mean, say whatever you want about BBC. They're nothing like Football London or any of those other rags.
Well, this look. The first one I look is Romano, and that then I try and look at them. It's just it's like we just get linked with every player for PR reasons, but can't do anything due to how crap the recruitment is. Right, it would surprise me if some of these journalists writing these articles are on the pay. Of course they are. They want the payroll, mate. They want their exclusive. Like, if we write shit about the club, we'll get an exclusive with Martinelli. Right, we get our exclusive with him about how he's adapting to the Premier League. Something
and
like
Iron
that.
just nailed it. I mean, these journalists might be on the payroll. They waffle for most of the article. They're all telling us the news. So the title itself is clickbait. And Iron, you said it well, mate.
Yeah,
very well.
Clickbait.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I know a couple of journalists working for different newspapers, and most likely what it is that it's not that they are on the club's actual payroll, but they write positive content about the club so they can build up a relationship and get exclusive interviews or access to sources or the first, when something big is gonna drop, they will turn to them first before they go to others. It's more that. But Arsenal as a club, they don't really put journalists or newspapers on payroll because they're so big now that these new papers needs them more than the club needs them because of social media. So Arsenal can just use their social media platform now to do any marketing or advertisement. It's not like back in the days where you needed to have a good relationship with newspapers. And it's sad because it creates a situation where newspapers and journals become biased. They can't even, like, I was listening to a journalist and he was saying that the question that they want to ask the club, they can't ask them because if they do, they will never get back to the press conference. And that's wrong because it's almost as the club is holding journalists hostage. Like they decide what they can ask them. Yeah, and it's not right because they should be able to do their job. If they want to ask the club
do their job and actually report what's actually going on,
they should be able to do that. There shouldn't be any consequences from it. It's just a question. Answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Is that they should be reporting the actual truth, not what the club wants them to put out. Right? So but that's always going to be the way, and it's never going to change.
Yeah, agreed. It reminds me so much of all of these propaganda outlets. I mean, this is no different from propaganda.
Yeah, mate, trust me. Still don't worry. Called it to Julian before it gets Nuremberg was brilliant. Yeah, right. This is just don't. I'm going to talk about fans getting absolutely like knocking one out.
Yeah, have you seen Crystal Palace have signed Doucouré?
Doucouré? Oh,
yeah, for 18 million.
No, 8 million. Hang on. Yeah. Just redress this. Nketiah was so good that he could be the next one, mate. And Arteta set up so good that he could be the next third. Honestly, next time you're going to have to pay me to read that. Like, that's just painful.
One pre-season game. Ridiculous.
Playing one pre-season game and you're knocking one out over that. Jesus. Honest, this is my football club and our fan base at its peak. Right? Oh my God, we scored 5 against Nuremberg. You know what I mean?
Bundesliga 2 team, for crying out loud.
I'd love to see what the action was at 2-0 down at half time. It shouldn't be 2-0 down at half time. I don't care who we're playing. I don't care what team it is. Should be 2-0 down at half time.
Stephen, I'm going to bet £20 that team talk from Arteta will be there on the next instalment of the All for Nothing DVD. All or Nothing DVD.
Oh yeah, I've got to wait for that to come out, haven't we? Yes.
One thing I will say, yeah, guys, preseason games are the games that I don't take seriously, because I've seen us smash teams on preseason, and then I've seen us win what's it called? The community shield. I've seen us beating City 3-0, and then the season starts and it's a totally different game. Like, for me, what I want to see, yeah, first game of the season against Crystal Palace, that we've already signed the players we were gonna sign, that they've traveled to America, and that we win that game. If we do not win against Crystal Palace, then surely everybody needs to start putting more pressure towards the club, because the manager has been, one thing Arteta can't complain about is that he's been given time, he's been given patience, he's been given money, he's been given authorization, he's been able to buy the players he wants and get rid of the players he doesn't want. So if he can't perform next season, then like he's never gonna perform.
Look, the thing is that is never going to happen, because Arsenal usually need those 3 games to work out how shit they are, right? And to realise they're these signings. Anyway, let's carry on with some more comments before we wrap up. Wouldn't surprise me if Julian's not really an Arsenal fan and using AFT as a start platform to eventually try and be the next. But yeah, he's not. I wouldn't say that he's definitely not the next Brad Pitt. I can tell you that.
He wouldn't even be the next Jason Statham, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's also it's actually a great subject to talk about, and it's the fact that people are using social media now to become viral because they see an easy route to get stable income and not work a lot.
What I will do is, I might, instead of doing it on the Arsenal Gossip Column or something, I might set up. I've been thinking about doing another show for this summer, because like we seem to run out of shows by Thursday or Friday every day. So I was thinking about doing a show called a debate show. We just talk about genuine shit. So we just talk about like anything to do with football, general football,
do you know what we can call
YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, like, you know what I mean? Just like general debate about anything that's going on in the world.
We can call it Steven's Girl Gossip Show.
Shut up.
You really are a popstar, aren't you, Ted?
Yeah.
I don't know why I invite this guy, honestly. When are you getting players? When I was saying what? Saying what? I don't understand what that means, mate. Tell me what you're saying, and I'll give you an answer. If Arsenal didn't score versus Nuremberg, you'd be upset. But when they score 5, it's just Nuremberg. Teams needs to get a run out, and Jesus showed us what he wanted. Both positives, but look, come on, man.
As I said, it's just pre-season, mate. They are training 2 times a day. Some players are physically not there yet. You can't really make a lot of it. What you want to see is signings. That's what you want to see. Your new signings is really what you want to see during pre-season, and the youngsters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You need to bring in the signings, and that's what pre-season's for, to bring the signings into the new system, right, and get them into your system and how you want to play them.
100%.
This when we win, lose or draw, sometimes it's even better to lose the game, because you learn more of a defeat than you learn from a victory.
Yeah.
So as much as we've won that game, that's probably just covered up a load of cracks. What it's done is cover up a load of cracks, right? That's wrong with that side. It's right, because at 2-0 down, it showed how unexperienced that side is. Now we won 5-3. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's all fine. It's fine. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Like everything's rosy in the Arsenal garden." Right? You know what I mean? So problem as well is that AFTV has been so it's worrying that the opinions of the people on there have got worse as they've got bigger. The club will watch them and think fans are happy. Yeah.
Listen,
But then to be fair, when I speak to those fans, they are actually some of them are that deluded anyway.
listen. I think most people understand that Julian doesn't represent the
No, he
fan
does
base.
his their fan
Even
base,
even
mate, trust me.
opposition fans knows. Like,
Yeah, he's an actor.
if you want to watch more level-headed interviews, you will watch your Turkeys, your Curtis shows. You know, these kind of people, your Grahams. You know, so it's like the
Every
AFTV. What if anything, they've actually changed for the better lately. Yes, they still have a few deluded, but you know they make a lot of good content now. They're more open to new things, and they help people out as well. I think Steven can speak about it more than I can even.
well, yeah, it's helped me in the past. When
Yeah.
and obviously last time I spoke to Robbie initially.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. I
was
think one reason why AFTV might have changed for the better is that a lot of the more aggressive and more, heavily assertive personalities are now no longer involved. I know that Troop still comes back every now and then, but he's pretty much moved on to do his own thing. DT, especially him no longer being there. I mean, Liam was simply never good enough, really, pun intended.
Yeah.
And as you said, Sade, I think they're trying to evolve their image. And the thing I found about AFTV is there are a few people over there who do seem like fairly level-headed personalities. But the problem is there are just a number of those people, like Julian and a few others, Ty especially, who are a bunch of clout chasers more than anything else. So
I need to say this, Manny.
Yeah.
With Ty, he does have a disorder. I do think people don't take that into context. He got a handicap. He's not fully functionally. So there's a reason why he has the views that he has. So that doesn't trigger me as much as someone like Julian who doesn't have any disabilities. We're just trying to get clout, being delusionally positive.
Yeah, I've spoken to Ty off camera, right? He's exactly the same off camera and he is on camera.
Yeah.
It's not acting at all. He was like arguing about a game of foosball, right? About him losing a game of foosball, right? Or me winning one, right? And I'm like, yeah, but it's a game of foosball, it doesn't matter. Right? You know what I mean? But that's just him, you know?
Yeah.
So,
He's special.
Like, so, I haven't got, like, as much as I might have moaned at the time in the past with his views when it came to Wenger, like, he's still, no matter what, he still supports the club thick and thin.
Ty, you can actually tell he's genuine.
He just doesn't want to, generally doesn't want to speak anything against the club.
Yeah, and I can respect that because he's kept the same energy and the same level week in, week out, year in, year out. He's never ever changed, and it's just who it is. I don't agree with a lot of what he's saying, but I respect that is his views and it is who he is, and he actually has something that makes him be like that.
Just before I introduce Mike, the ones at AFTV that took sense are Lee, Georgie, Dan Potts, Turkish and Yarman. The rest play right into the club's hands where the ambitions are concerned. If Arsenal lost 5-0, you would say it's just pre-season. No, I would. Honestly to God, I would say it's still the same thing because it's pre-season.
Yeah, and you will see. We will have more pre-season games, and you will see our approach to it.
Playing during pre-season, that's the whole point of it. Looking forward to seeing Fabio get more minutes. Hopefully, our next track will team to the USA. Absolutely, Mike. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah. So it looks like you're going to win the race for Martin, isn't it?
Who? Arsenal.
No, you are.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, you're not winning any race apart from.
Yeah, I don't need 10, thank you.
Let's not go into it, but yeah, Martinez.
No, let's not, Troy.
Martinez is probably a done deal, but Captain Harry's back for next season, everybody. So I don't think anyone's getting ahead of Harry Maguire.
Yeah, it's going to be the captain. So it's great news.
He's still your captain.
Yeah.
So basically, we
It's
could
like
go.
Granit Xhaka, isn't it?
Basically, we could go and sign Pau Torres, Timber, Kunde, and it'll still be Varane and Maguire. One thing I will say: this is not on Ten Hag. This is not on Ten Hag one bit.
No.
I get called deluded for this. I reckon the club are saying to him, "You got to play Maguire. We paid 80 million for him." I generally reckon the club are forcing him to play. That's why Tomini plays.
Commercial, man. Mike, it's commercial. Your club buys players for commercial value. They don't buy him for like the playing value. So
But then again,
they want Maguire on the pitch, so it helps them buy shirts.
But then again, speaking of that, I was ready to watch Ten Hag's press conference this morning, sorry. And I was watching it on MUTV, dodgy link. Don't fund the Glazers. But no, I was watching the press conference, and it was so rammed, so the press conference was delayed because obviously it's in Thailand. They want to get pictures and stuff like that. But when he walked into the actual press conference, because of that delayed, they were showing an interview of showing a video of Harry Maguire doing an interview. I nearly fell asleep listening to him. He's not exciting to listen to. He's just not. That's what your captain's. Yes, your captain's meant to be rough and tough and the leader, but he's also meant to be inspirational. I was falling a bloody sleep listening to Maguire.
Yeah, and also the problem with Maguire is that because he's never won anything, he doesn't have the pedigree. You know, he's never
in his press conference, Ten Hag said the reason why Maguire is still our captain is because he's won a lot of success. I was like, hang on a minute. The only success he's had is bloody promotion with Hull in the playoff final.
Yeah, but that tells you that's club PR. That's just BS. He's not even won like a Carabao Cup or anything. I know he's.
Hang on. Hang on. Did I just hear that?
I'll get the.
Sorry, I had to cut someone off because I just cut you off. Did I hear that? They said he's won success. I nearly coughed. I nearly choked on his drink.
Let me share the thing. Hang on. Harry Maguire captain quotes. Hang on.
I nearly spat this water straight all over the computer screen.
Hang on. I'll get it now. Carry on talking. I'll do it in the background.
Anyway, sorry, I had to cut off because I'm. How has it changed for the better? You saw DT when he was realistic. Broad troops, Turkish league judges, etc. He said it. He said it as it is. No, it's the only form. That's also. Yeah, there used to be a lot. They were after them people. It got really diluted. No, it's more better in a sense.
Hang on. Here we go. Let me clear it.
And again, I'm not here to really judge who's better, whether it's better or not. It's their channel. They do what they want with it. Obviously, you still just got.
There you go, Stephen.
Fridge's success keeping the beer and milk cold. Yeah, mate. Right. Harry Maguire is the captain. He's an established captain. Oh my Jesus, really on. And that's where I nearly stuck all over my laptop and destroyed my laptop.
What has he won? Seriously?
What has he won? He hasn't won anything, has he?
He's won a relegation.
He's won what?
He's won a relegation.
That's pretty much it, to be fair.
Actually, like if you take a look at the honours page on Wikipedia, he has won, as you've mentioned, Mike, a Football League Championship playoff. He was also runner-up in the Europa League. And to be honest, here's the thing. He joined Manchester United at the beginning of the 1920 season. And so the next season he was made captain. I seriously don't know what Solskjaer was thinking making him captain when he barely played the whole season. It was all he had. Really.
It was actually during the 1920 season.
Sorry.
It actually was. It wasn't.
I've got to take this.
Yeah, go mute. That's all right.
It wasn't the season after. It was because Ashley Young, if you remember rightly, Ashley Young said he was leaving in January to go to Inter Milan. So Harry Maguire was the vice captain when he joined. He was actually vice captain when he joined. So there must have been. He's never captain in his life, though. Even at Hull City, for crying out loud, he wasn't even their captain. I think it was like I can't remember. I think it was David.
Yeah, you're right. He became captain in January 2020 after Young left. So you're right, but you're right. He hasn't had any experience at all, and I mean that was probably one of the decisions I felt which hastened Solskjaer's departure from Manchester United, because you thought that. I mean, it just goes to show that you can't continue to manage a team on good vibes and trying to bring some good times back and the energy back. You've got to make some sound footballing decisions. And making Harry Maguire captain and seeing how his performance dipped afterwards, I think that was one of his biggest blunders, if not his biggest one of all time, really.
So about that.
Yeah, I think, and the problem is that, Harry Maguire, you can tell that he's not comfortable doing press conference. He's not comfortable talking to the media.
Yeah, I think he's comfortable. He just can't do it.
But you see, whenever United loses a game, and you can tell he doesn't want to be there. Sometimes I feel sorry for him, because you can tell by his facial expression, the wording he's using, he doesn't want to be there. He's not a captain. He's not a leader. Let him do what he's good at, and that's not a leading. He needs to be led, if anything. He needs someone to give him instruction.
Yes, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Hang on. This is a good point. When they're saying that, I don't think that's Ten Hag saying that. I think there's someone else saying that, to be honest. First 45 minutes for Jesus.
But that's the problem with United, is that.
Hang on, let me just go through these other two comments, and I'll let you continue. But no, Fabio, I think he might be injured or something. Yeah, even DT, my whole business had a total personality transplant when we appointed Hotel. Went from being one of the most realistic fans to out there to one of the most delusional. Well, to be honest, he's still delusional, and he's behind the jail cell, isn't he?
Right.
So, go on. You were saying, see?
Yeah. I was saying this is the problem with Man United, is that people who doesn't understand football are running the club, and they are not letting the football men run the club, and they take decisions that is in the detrimental of the club. And this means that it will be very hard for Erik ten Hag to succeed, because they will force him to play certain players or make certain decisions that he maybe don't want to do.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire can't play the way Ten Hag plays, because Ten Hag likes his centre back to cover the width and allow the wing backs to become as midfielders. Harry Maguire is never going to be able to do that.
He's not able to do that. No way.
He literally got injured. I don't know if you guys have seen it. One training drill with Ten Hag, and Harry Maguire has to do his own personal training because he's injured.
There you go. I mean, look, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I think. How long are we going now? Oh, nearly an hour and a half. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap it up here, because I've got other stuff to get on with before dinner, and then obviously I've got the Arsenal Gossip Column at 7 p.m. So we'll be talking just how bad Arsenal run as usual. 7 p.m. we'll be tuned in for that. Big up Mike for coming on. Big up Manny for joining us this afternoon. Big up everyone in the chat. I'm going to try and shout all you out. Jones, DWTT, Games FC. I'm also going to try and pick up the list for the memberships as well, because I've got to keep doing this, otherwise it's not fair. So they pay for it. Contents. Right. Monetization. Right. Big up the members. Talking smack on is Bargav, James Dunlop, Ericsson is a B, and Saeed as well. Saeed, Dunlop, James, and no, not James. Saeed, Bargav, and Connor all being on level 2, the others on level 1. If you want to join that, hit the join button below and join from his little 199, which will be level 1 on the 2 levels are much more pricey,
Guys,
but
join the
much more fun.
membership. You are guaranteed to see at least 1 to 10 meltdowns every month by Steven the man himself. Join.
Mate, don't make promises like that, honestly.
More easily this year, Stephen.
What?
No, I didn't say anything.
I'm just gonna laugh this time, but make sure, guys, to go and join from as it was 199. Obviously, the higher the level, the more you donate to the charity as well. So, and also you get more great perks as well. So, 1 to 10, you mean 10? Yeah, I don't know, 10 to that's an exaggeration. Like if I want to bad it, big up Static as well. Games FC. Rubala, Brandon, if I've said that wrong, I do apologise. Jones as well. Big up everyone else that's been in the chat. It's been long and a good stream in the fairs. But Saeed, where can they find you, mate?
Yeah, you can unfortunately still find me here on SFeatleyTV. Stephen forces me to join the show. So please share and like. I really need it. If not, I'm in big trouble. So share, like the stream. Soon you will find me as well on my own show, King's Football Show. Should be able to launch it within 1 to 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm gonna rival Steven. I'm gonna take all his content, and I'm gonna take all his panelists as well.
Yeah, he's already put a gun to my head and saying you got to be on.
Yeah, definitely. It's payback time.
Payback? What does Steven ever do to you?
What?
What does Steven ever do to you to talk about payback?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot.
If
I start now, the stream won't
just
end.
bitching because he didn't get Arteta's Gucci bag. That's why.
He still owes it to me. I'm devastated.
Yeah. Right, Manny, where can they find you, my friend?
Well, you can find me on Twitter. I've just followed Sate's account. It will be at Bangadurai1981. You can also catch me on Instagram at Manny Bangadurai1981. No YouTube channel as of yet, no content. I just float around and join streams, but always happy to do it, always happy to be around. And that's just me in a nutshell.
Wicked. Man, big up. Make sure you go follow this guy, because like when he wants to start things on Twitter, trust me, he goes off like a lead balloon. Like, trust me. Yeah, but like obviously a great person to follow as well. Big up to big up Static as well. Like, big up my guy. You are like the best mod I know, right? At least, and also a really good friend as well. So make sure you go and follow Static as well, because he is a top guy. But
yeah, big
as
up
well as everyone else.
Static.
But yeah, make sure to hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe button, hit the join button to help donate to this great cause. And we will see you later on this evening at 7 p.m. No, I'm not. So I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for it. I am not paying to watch Arsenal. Not spending a penny on this club. Are you
telling me, Stephen, that pre-season games, real games, you're not ready to pay money to watch them? Is that what you say? Yeah, that was a miss by the club, honestly. Especially after a year with the pandemic and with the war and everything getting more expensive. Surely pre-season game fans.
Well, actually, last year was $7.99.
Yeah, but they're taking the piss, honestly.
I know. I ain't buying it.
I don't like it.
I said I'm not spending a penny on this club anymore.
Yeah. Fair
Not
play,
even
man.
going on
Fair
eBay
play.
and buying the shirts. I'm not even doing it. Don't deserve anything about me. Right? So there you go. Make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe, and and yeah, we'll see you at 7 p.m. Until then, take care. Bye bye.